an anime tier list, and I will be completely honest, I am not that well versed in anime. Most of my anime watching was when I was a freshman in high school. I've gotten back into anime a lot more recently, but there's just so many new animes out there. Unfortunately, a lot of my knowledge is a little bit older. So with that note, I'm going to start right here with Rurouni Kenshin. I I really appreciate Rurouni Kenshin. Like I said in a previous video, it's one of my favorites. Well, it's what it was like my gateway drug. So, I think I want to put it in very good or good. I think it's, I really enjoyed this one. It meant a lot to me. Another one that was my other favorite was Yu Yu Hakusho. And I don't know, I kind of want to put it in excellent because this was my favorite one for a long time. This was a huge part of my personality. So I really appreciate it. I thought the third arc, the chapter Black, that one was really like more psychological or philosophical. I thought that was really cool. I really enjoyed Yu Yu Hakusho. Maybe toward, in the final season, maybe maybe not so great, but the first three, loved it. My Hero Academia, also, I think this is top tier. I love My Hero Academia. The characters, the villains are interesting as well. Oh my goodness, so fun. All right, so let's see. Naruto is another old one. I I haven't finished Naruto. I didn't get very far. I read some of the manga when I was in high school and I really loved it, but it was a little harder to get manga back in my day. And then when the anime came on Toonami, I could not stand the American voice actors. So I didn't really watch it. I have since gone back and watched as far as I read, and I do really like it. I love Kakashi. I've heard great things about it. So because I did enjoy the manga, I I, I think personally I'm gonna put it in good. I didn't get to a point where I was compelled to finish it. But I do intend to go back and educate myself. All right, Inuyasha. All right, Inuyasha. Um, I don't think I finished this one either. I read some of them. This one was a little disappointing for me manga wise, because in black and white, it's really hard for me to tell some of the characters apart because Takahashi, I think that's her, Anyway, the artist, the mangaka, she, um, every face, like all the main characters' faces look identical. So, anyway, she has interesting characters, and I do appreciate Inuyasha, but I feel like it's just kind of fine or average. I don't know. I watched most of it. I just don't think I quite finished. Anyway, and I stopped. Oh, I was going to say about I was also disappointed in the manga because this one would have some female anatomy. So the rest of this, like Naruto, he had his sexy no jutsu, but it was covered up with clouds. This one did not cover up. So as a high school student, I did not appreciate that. Let's see. I don't know why Naruto's in here again. Let's see. I think those are all the ones that I. Okay, Dragon Ball Z. This was. I could say this was. I mean, I guess technically my first anime would be Pokemon, but Dragon Ball Z was one of the other first animes. And then because I started watching Dragon Ball Z, then I got really into Kenshin and Yu Yu Hakusho. But Dragon Ball Z, I don't know. It was fine. I didn't watch all of it. I've seen plenty. I've seen most of Frieza. I think all of the Boo arcs, the different variations of Boo. So like I've seen enough. Maybe I'll put in an acceptable. I don't know. It's like it's so memed, and like I appreciate it as a trope. Um, I don't know. Let's see. So those are the ones that I read or watched or both in high school. Um, and then some of these I didn't get into until more recently. So like Bleach, I don't think I actually watched it, but I did read, I don't know, 20 or so of the manga. Um, and I liked it. I I think I might put it in fine. I was interested in the story, but it also like the what do they call it when it scales and like every arc ramps up the power levels so drastically. It was a little tedious. Like everything that you thought you knew is wrong, and so I'm like it's just kind of like average or fine. I don't know. Maybe since I haven't actually watched it, I'll just put it in average. Let's see. Here's another one that I watched a like an episode of this one, but I read a few manga. I thought it was fine or good. It's also written by the guy who wrote Yu Yu Hakusho. Um, so I like that. I really liked some of the arcs, but just only because I haven't had the time to keep reading it or watching it. I'm gonna put it in, I'm gonna put it in good because what I've seen of it, I liked. I thought it was thought provoking and interesting. It has some vibe of the Yu Yu Hakusho, but I prefer Yu Yu Hakusho. All right, moving on. Full Metal Alchemist. Here's another one. I watched a few episodes. I have to say, I know it's odd. In all shonen anime, they're bloody, right? So, but I don't like blood. So it's really hard for me to watch some of these. Like My Hero Academia had a couple arcs in there that I'm like, okay, I need to take a breather and take a break from this for a while. Full Metal Alchemist was like that, so I haven't finished it, but I intend to get back to it because it was what I've seen of it is phenomenal. Um, I I think purely because I haven't gotten very far at all in this series, I will leave it in very good, but I'll probably have to redo my anime rankings when I've seen more of these. So for now, Full Metal Alchemist, I know that might upset people because I'm sure it belongs up here, but for now, it's in very good because it left a huge impression on me. Let's see. Let's do. I'm not sure. I haven't seen this one. Okay, let's do Assassination Classroom. This one I thought was pretty interesting. Um, there's some things that are kind of bizarre about it, and there are a couple aspects that are a little mature content, but not too bad as compared to the other ones here. Um, I This is very different from the others because like all of these other ones that I've watched are fighting animes, and this one's not a fighting anime, which isn't a bad thing. It makes you think. I enjoyed it, um, but I also didn't feel compelled to like. There's nothing that really drew me back to it, so I'm just gonna put it in fine because like it made me think. It was interesting, but I don't know. Also, kind of the way it ended was a little odd for me. I don't know. I feel like if they went in a slightly different direction, maybe I would have liked it better. I thought it was a really interesting concept. I really appreciated that. It was different and unique and fun, but I don't know. And a lot of the students, some of the students really stood out, but a lot of them, when you have so many students, it's hard to make you care about more than just like two of them, maybe. Anyway, moving on. The last one that I'm gonna do because, like I said, I'm not very well versed in anime. The last one I'm gonna do is One Piece. This one, um, it came onto Toonami while I was in high school, but it was when I was starting to have less time for anime, I had more extracurriculars that took up my time, so I didn't have, as much free time to watch anime or read manga as when I was a freshman. So I never got into One Piece, and then finally, when the live action came out, I thought, you know what? I need to I need to see what this is all about. This thing's been going on. Literally every few years I would see some ad for it or hear something about it online and be like, that thing's still going on. That thing was coming out when I was in high school. Like, how is it still coming out? And so I was like, well, there's no way I'm gonna read it, or sorry, there's no way I'm gonna watch it now because it's 1,000 episodes. But I can handle 8 Netflix episodes, and I loved it, of course. And so I immediately started watching the anime, and I read some of the manga, and I have not caught up, but I'm only like two or I think I'm 300-ish episodes away from caught up. So, I'm enjoying it. There are definitely a lot of filler episodes and little arcs that I don't love, but as a whole, I think it's really good. Um, yeah, I'll probably put it in really good. So, all right, those are my few anime rankings.